Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's a new interview out today. Ripple employee Navin Gupta, here he is on Twitter right now. He's at Navin Blockchain. So he's overseas, and he was just interviewed on CNBC. And there are a couple things, I'm going to get into the specifics, but a couple things really caught my attention in this interview. First of all, it cited a fact that I actually didn't realize, which is the Middle East is the largest remittance market in the entire world. And so I'm going to speak on that. He also really stressed the importance of the utilization of XRP specifically in substantially reducing the cost of remittances worldwide, whether they be from banks, financial institutions, specifically just remittance companies, and just the opportunity to build out those corridors. So I'm going to dig into that. I've also got a tweet thread from an XRP community member I'm looking forward to sharing with you. I like diversity of thought on this channel. And then I'm going to wrap up the video with this piece. It's from CoinDesk titled, "Crypto Extortion on the Rise, Says Academic Study." Not cool. And as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Before we get rolling, though, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you just so happen to be a fan of Ripple and XRP, you done came to the right spot. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, lest you hate yourself. Let's go ahead and dig in. So I got this first piece from XRP Crypto Wolf. Thank you very much, good sir, for sending this my way. And he actually linked to the CNBC, the actual interview, which I did watch. Feel free to check that out. And here's the piece on it, though. Ripple exec claims there's huge opportunity in the Middle East. Alternate headline, Ripple, we're replacing the plumbing with post-internet era plumbing, or Middle East is the largest remittance market in the world. I wonder if they meant to keep that in there, but that's pretty accurate. That would be pretty good headlines. Recently in Abu Dhabi, CNBC's Hadley Gamble interviewed Ripple's managing director for South Asia and MENA, Navin Gupta, who discussed the process of remittance and opportunities for the company in the Middle East. According to Gupta, having an exemplary use case is one of the most important things in the space, and existing remittance systems are far too slow and error-prone to be able to sustain their current model. And indeed, that's one thing that you keep seeing from Ripple over and over and over again, from multiple people, especially Brad Garlinghouse, just stressing the importance of an actual use case if you're talking about sustainability for cryptocurrencies. You don't really hear that kind of stress from other projects, not to this degree. That's because other projects, many of them, they don't. It's just a money grab. They don't even have use cases. But check out this quote. This is from Navin Gupta. "Ripple is here to change that, working with existing financial institutions, banks, and PSPs within the regulations of the country. To my mind, the use case is much more important, and we enable that today for hundreds of financial institutions around the world. Today, we're here, and we have a great distribution network working with partners, enabling people to send money back home." And then the article continues. According to Gupta, most of the cross-border business today is dominated by banks and payment service providers who own 100% of the market. That is what Ripple is after, Gupta said. And here's another quote from him. "We're changing the plumbing and replacing it with post-internet era plumbing. With that, the same financial institutions can be instant, error-free, and make sure they can provide that service in a very transparent manner." All right, and then it continues. The Ripple exec also spoke about how traditionally banks use pre-funded Nostro accounts to facilitate cross-border remittances, and that is why it becomes so expensive to send money back home. Ripple, however, uses the cryptocurrency XRP, and he did call it a cryptocurrency in this interview. To me, it's like potato, potato, tomato, tomato, whatever. You just call it what you want to. Digital asset cryptocurrency. I personally don't care. I know some of your sticklers for the terms there. That's fine. But he said cryptocurrency. Cited XRP, specifically XRP, as a bridge asset to provide liquidity on demand. Here's a quote from him again. "When you send your dirhams back to GBP to London, in GBP to London, you should know exactly how much money will be delivered back home. Once the cost of pre-funded Nostro accounts is taken away, they can fund on demand and provide a much better, cheaper service to their customers." And Gupta also said there's a huge opportunity in the Middle East for companies targeting the remittance market. He added that he wouldn't be surprised if 2 or 3 global brands originate out of the GCC in the remittance space over the next 5 years. And this is the cool part. Check out this quote. I think there's a huge opportunity. If you look at the ecosystem in the U.S., it has large domestic markets. VC funding and companies can experiment with the regulatory framework that exists today. The same opportunity exists in the Middle East. It's the largest remittance market in the world. And so the cool thing about this is because of what Ripple is doing and building out these corridors and making it a reality to utilize XRP as a bridge currency, thanks to pools of liquidity via market makers just being developed over time. What's neat about this is new entities are forming, that's super cool to me. And then other entities that have done remittance, they're changing the way that they're doing it fundamentally. So you're having a new form of competition based around this new technology. Because if you're going to conduct transactions in corridors where XRapid, now known as on-demand liquidity, is enabled, I mean, you're going to have quite a competitive edge against anybody that's not utilizing that. You're talking about substantial reduced costs, and as more corridors come online, where do you think this is going? So, given that that's the case, given that I'm an XRP holder, and I know businesses need to utilize XRP in order to continue to conduct their transactions, why do you think I'm so bullish? I am Mr. XRP Bull, and I will be holding XRP for the remainder of my life. So there you go. I'll sure, of course, sell some at sometimes, but I have so much fun following this, there's no way I'm ever going to unload all of it, All right, so let me share with you a quick Twitter thread from XRP Research Center. I just found it fascinating. I like to share different perspectives from community members, and it's clear to me that there was some thought put into this, so I just want to share it with you, and then you can tell me what you think, okay? So check this out. I'm just going to read it all as if it was one piece. XRP Research Center. I know that my thoughts aren't very representative and that I might be missing significant considerations, but I've had an idea for a while, and I just felt like it's the right timing to try and communicate it to Spring for them to at least consider. I think it makes a lot of sense for Ripple's increasingly XRP-focused business model, i.e. ODL, on-demand liquidity, to fund a new software development initiative whereby the company builds, maintains, and provides core cloud-based infrastructure for cryptocurrency exchanges. One of the main challenges when looking to open new ODL corridors lies in finding appropriate exchange partners, like Bitso, for example, that can actually meet Ripple's technical standards, like availability, reliability, security, integration with local payment rails, etc. The above often constitutes an externality that translates into considerable scalability limitations, i.e. extended launch times, cumbersome and slow due diligence processes, etc. In that sense, it is my belief that running core software on behalf of crypto exchanges could not only lead to substantial efficiencies when it comes to solving ODL-associated bootstrapping problems, but also the addition of new revenue streams to Ripple's business model. In the following tweets, I summarize some of the main pros and cons I have identified. Pros. Number 1, accelerate launch in new ODL corridors. 2, reduce due diligence times and expenses. 3, provide greater assurances to ODL customers, i.e. MoneyGram, a third-party reliance minimization. 4, local licensing obligations remain in charge of exchanges. 5, add new revenue streams to the company's business model, in parentheses he writes, sell software to exchanges. 6, add future-proof flexibility that might ease the upgrade/integration of new Ripple products or the adjustment to the ones existing today, and then in parentheses writes, implementing ILP connectors, coil wallets, etc. 7, finally, most interesting to me, he writes in parentheses, Ripple would have the possibility to develop a standardized solution for purposes of integrating exchanges with domestic payment rails, which would give them the chance to include within its suite of services an easy integration to last-mile payments, which they can't offer today. XVIA is a standardized solution for payment initiation, but Ripple isn't offering a standardized solution for last-mile payment delivery, which I think could be solved by leveraging local exchanges. Now here's the cons he wrote. Number 1, as per certain domestic regulations, some parts of the software might be required to be localized. 2, the launch of a product such as the one described herein would demand significant economic/human resources. 3, Ripple could encounter cross-jurisdictional regulatory asymmetries. And 4, probably the crypto exchange markets aren't big enough yet to justify the expenses related with the deployment and development of these services. And then he wraps up by stating, this is just an idea that might be fundamentally flawed, but I hope at least it is helpful for purpose of assessing potential future products. Thanks for reading. And so I like to me, I really like, people that are thinking about how the space operates, thinking in depth, and even if there's some sort of flawed part of this, that's okay. I like people thinking through it, and discussion, getting various perspectives can lead to development of certain things over time. And to me, it was an interesting concept, and I wanted to share it with you most certainly. And if you have thoughts on it, please go ahead and share below. And bravo, XRP Research Center, kudos to you for thinking more in depth than probably most people. I like it. So thanks for sharing. All right, last piece here. Crypto extortion on the rise, says academic study. Bad people. Crypto-based extortion, basically the process of using spam-flinging botnet armies to ransom dirty pictures and compromising information in exchange for Bitcoin, has turned virtual crime into child's play. Speaking this week at the Advances in Financial Technology Conference in Zurich, an international team comprised of researchers from the Austrian Technology Institute and security provider GoSecure sampled a population of email spam and found that the extortion process was quick, easy, and very lucrative. Using public data hack info, the researchers found that a single instance of the popular Neckers botnet launched over 80 campaigns, and in 4.3 million emails surveyed by the team. In almost all cases, the criminals had no incriminating information on the victims. So trickery indeed. The team said that the botnet was surprisingly lucrative. By renting a botnet for $10,000 per month, the extortionists have been making at least $130,000. Compared to most extortion schemes, the spam campaign is incredibly simple, largely due to its employment of cryptocurrency, said GoSecure's Masera Peke-Clauston. As such, the researchers expect crypto-backed email extortions to increase. And here's a quote. If you look at traditional product spam, it's much more complicated. Crypto extortion spam is much simpler, Peke-Clauston said. And I've received via email, me personally, I've received garbage just like this, demanding that they have this or that, and it's just completely made of stuff. You get on, who knows, you can get all sorts of lists. Everybody's got email spam of this type. It's just interesting that now they're using cryptocurrencies. But I got that, and then I just started laughing. I was like, okay, but then I was like, oh, somebody's gonna fall for this, because I knew that this is something that's going out en masse. Indeed, it happened. Examples provided in the paper describe an email informing the victim that the hacker will release compromising personal information if Bitcoin isn't provided in a timely manner. For example, one email claimed the hackers were performing surveillance via malware. And here's an example. Hello, as you may have noticed, I sent you an email from your account. This means that I have full access to your account. I've been watching you for a few months now. The fact is that you were infected with malware through an adult site that you visited. There you go. It's pure trickery. That's a lot. That's like, look again. As my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.